Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. You know, when I speak to you about a new society, I'm speaking to you based upon what has been given to me to understand through observation, through spiritual development, and through a love for seeing everybody happy like I wished I was happy. Anyway, today I'd like to talk to you and explain to you why I say the things that I say. But my subject I would like to use is who needs God when you got money? Who needs God when you got money? Well, now the program that I speak to you about, I call it God's Society. The people one with God, meaning they are who they are and what they are. Nothing phony. I call it God because it could never be me. I mean, how could I do what everyone else is unwilling? How can I want the best for humankind when they are only a tool of exploitation for all others? How could I go to jail reaching out for your attention to share a message of liberation, to create your dreams in your own hand, and how it would require a new system, a different system than capitalism, no money needed, and every human being in America and ultimately the earth free to live. There's a video on YouTube and it's called The Venus Project. It's by Jacque. I believe Jacque passed in 2017, but the video and his work is still there and others are keeping it alive. It's about a socio-economic model to develop a resource-based economy for human beings utilizing technology. And I mentioned that because I want to ask you to watch it, that you can get some idea in pictures of that for which I have been speaking. So if you get a chance, watch The Venus Project. And it has something to do, some association with zeitgeist, if you want to get deep into stuff like that. Well, in God's society, heaven is free. Humans built it with the resources God had given, free. Humans using the talents that they have to create whatever they need, whatever they want, whatever they desire. But it has been said that in heaven, the angels were deceived. It has been said that in the garden, Adam and Eve were deceived. Now, in the greater earth, deception has taken place. The people's inheritance has been stolen, and the people are reduced to slaves to produce what is to be theirs great joy. Now they have to get money to buy what is taken from them in order to live. The angels accepted corruption, they say. Adam and Eve accepted corruption. Humans of today accept corruption. Who needs God when you got money? Money is the answer to everyone's prayer. Everybody wants money, not God. They trust money, not an invisible God. The church wants money. The preachers want money. Humans believe that with money, you don't need anyone else because money can get for you whatever you want. Ain't that something? Even though with money comes poverty, crime and violence, lies and cheating, hating and racism, terror and murder, jails and prisons, slavery, they still want the money. For some strange reason, to have a little bit of money makes you bigger and better in your own concept of yourself than those who don't. I heard a white man say that whites are not humans. This is a confession that he was making to people of color. As a white man, he says that whites are not humans because they come from another galaxy, first of all, and their mission is to rob, to steal, and try to control wherever it's possible to control. And they're mean and cruel and have no basic concept of what love is. Now, this is what he said. I don't know if white people are that or not. I do know that that is an expression given by all kinds of people. And it, by all kinds of people, is the result of the pain and suffering that we feel here in America. It is the result of the pain and suffering that's felt in South America. It is the result of the pain and suffering that the Russians and the Ukrainians are experiencing every day. It is the result of what's happening in North Korea and China. It's the result of the thing that's happening in Iran, the things that are happening all over the globe, posturing for battle. For one thing, power, control over something they have no control over. And you, the people, empower all of these different systems because you have no information about the truth. You have been denied the truth. You are being deceived by someone who is benefiting from all of this hell. We don't have to worry about who they are. You know it's not you. And so if it's not you, then that should give you enough concern to do something about it. And as I have spoken to you about that which I have understood to be real, to be the most kind, to be the most loving, is to do what you do in such a way there's no one to condemn you. There's no one to call you out. In other words, do unto others as you'd have others to do unto you. You have something that you love doing. That is your calling on earth. Do what you love doing. Whether you know it or not, it is already fixed that all of it comes together to do those things which we have already done that serves the purpose of humankind and our living. It's already happening. And there's so much more to happen because we're having the automation to replace human beings who are doing jobs so that human beings can be free to do other things. I've heard it said, well, again, I would say to you, watch the Venus Project. They will share with you some of the things that I'm sharing with you. But I'm also, ladies and gentlemen, want you to know that it will require you listening not to a Republican, not to a Democrat, not to a black or white, a man or woman, but listening to what is proper, listening to your own soul. In other words, I'm saying listen to the invisible God that you cannot see but allow to live in you. Now, that I realize, and you should, that your standard of God is not the same as everyone else. But because it is legitimate, because it is real, then it is open to learn from that which is transcending much, much deeper into what God wants for human beings. It's your opportunity to learn. It's not a challenge because nobody's paying you a stipend. No one is giving you a big check because you come up with the answer. No, we all together, we are the answer to our problems. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me see. Did I say everything? I don't know if I did, but I do want to end up by saying this. Our future is in our hands. We don't have to wait till money is wiped out. Use your imagination. See money gone. Just Money gone. How are you going to pay for your house? How are you going to pay for transport? How are you going to do any of these things? You're going to do it without money. And so if you can do it without money then, you can do it without money now. But you have to keep in mind, the best way is the way that works for everyone. The way that works for everyone. It doesn't mean everybody wants everything that everybody else got. But they want access to the reservoir of goods and services, to access that which they need, want, or desire. And if that can happen, ladies and gentlemen, does that make me a spokesman for heaven? Or does that make me one who's just here to give you advice? Or what does that make me? Because I have no money. And all of you who got money knows that that makes you so much better than anything that I'm talking about. So, as it has been done over the past 40 years, you have no concern about God. So, I end up by saying to America and to the world, who needs God? I'm talking to you, America. I'm talking to your churches. I'm talking to the main public. I'm talking to the Republicans and Democrats. I'm talking to blacks and whites. I'm talking to young and old. Who needs God when you got money? And if you don't have money, what is your excuse?